Well.
How y'all doing out there? Chime on
Guess
in,
who's
chime
back?
on in.
Back again. The Hams is back. Tell a friend. What's up, Joel? Joel, say let's go.
What's cracking out there, y'all? What's going on?
Well. I think I'm gonna say that all night.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Just well.
You just going well, everybody.
Well, everybody. I'm gonna wow everybody to death tonight.
Well, good. Let's give them a second to get on in.
You know, that's what we do. Real quick, when you tune in, if you're just tuning in, this is the Ham Show. I am Treasure Cheltenham. I am one of the Hams, and over here to my right,
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the Hams. And thank y'all for chiming in every Wednesday night
at 8 p.m. because this is the Ham Show. He's over there searching for something intriguing or doing something. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna just talk to y'all real quick. Your girl a little under the weather today, man. I had the onset of a sinus infection, so y'all gotta bear with me this evening. Going from different elements and climates and all that good stuff, my sinuses is really whooping my arse. So yeah, if I sound a little stuffy, that's what it is. So, bear with me. But anyway, how y'all doing out there in Potavision land? You know what I'm saying? Rocking with the Hams tonight. We're going to be talking about a few different things real quick. You know what I mean? But before we do that, we're going to get into how our day was.
Yeah, if y'all just now chiming on in, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and send it to the family and friends so we can all kick it together on Wednesday nights. Today was okay. I guess it was just long. Hey, baby. Sasha in the building.
Hi.
How you doing, baby?
I got to turn that down.
If you're just now getting in, go ahead and hit the like button. Chris, what up, Chris? Chris with the like. I appreciate it.
Chris. Oh, appreciate you, Chris. See, Chris is our sound
Thank you for
guy.
taking care of the back office.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Chris. Chris, our sound guy, he let us know right away if we all right, if we look good and we sound good. So appreciate you. Are you all watch the World Summit live? The World Summit? No, but we did watch the
What was the World Summit?
I didn't watch the World Summit. What was the World Summit about?
I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah. We watched JD Vance and Wolf yesterday.
I got bored. I started yawning and turned it off. I mean, I ain't turned it off. I just stopped looking. It was boring. I don't want to say it wasn't a good debate or a bad debate, but it was boring. Same thing as the presidential debate. They didn't really answer any questions. I will say Vance handled himself well. He looked good. But there was one part where he was speaking about the Haitians and shit coming over, and the commentators kind of like cut him off when he was speaking some real facts. I thought that was very interesting how they did that.
Yeah, they tried to slide it in there, but they were talking about they were trying to say that they were legal migrants and they actually not. They're on a temporary pass through an app, which is I don't even know how that even.
I don't know how that works either.
Well, it's not that I don't know how it works. I don't even know why they're allowing them to do that. That means anybody can just jump on the app and
be a temporary citizen.
Yeah, there's no screening or nothing.
Because what they were trying to say was that these people had visas and whatnot, and they went through the process that a person normally has to go through to acquire a visa. And if you're a person who knows what that means to get a citizenship or whatnot, that takes a while.
Like,
most of the people who come from different countries and stuff who are current citizens, they know more about our home than we do.
Right.
Because they make them learn the life and way of life and all kind of stuff. It's very interesting how they do it. So he was trying to let them know, like, nah, that ain't the same thing. They downloading the app, putting their information in. It's like putting an order in at Walmart and going to go pick it up. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna go pick up this Visa.
Right.
I mean sunflower seeds for the salt. It kind of makes my throat feel better. I don't know about y'all. If you ever had sinuses and have them when they start to get the onset of an infection, it is like you almost wish you had a cold. Yeah, you like because I could just take some NyQuil and the symptoms will go away. But with this, it's kind of like you got to ride this shit out, and it's terrible. So I'm trying not to hearken stuff and all that tonight. So we gonna see what happens.
I'm gonna have to check out the World Summit stuff tomorrow to see what they said at the United Nations. See what they talking about. Seeing if we gonna end up continuing all these wars and all this stuff and security and see what they got.
Yeah, Chris, sinuses suck, bro.
Visa temp. Yeah, that's basically what they were giving them through an app though.
Through
They
an
won't
app.
even they don't even have to go to an office and get screened and get their background checked and all that stuff. All
There
they
was like no real paperwork.
yeah, when you're on the app, there ain't really no paperwork. You can sit there and lie without showing any proof.
Right. And that's what Vance
Yeah.
was saying that he was like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. Oh, Joel say Israel is talking big shit. What they talking about?
Well,
Well,
Iran, I guess Iran had went in there and dropped a couple bombs on them.
the usual.
Israel didn't like that. And they probably down there talking at the United Nations, talking about give us some more missiles or whatever, trying to get them to give them more stuff.
Ain't no telling.
Yeah.
We're gonna open up the show tonight with this interesting topic that not too many people know about. And before we get into that, we're gonna see what Chris is talking about. Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, they giving them.
He says, I'm from an immigrant family. They had to have jobs lined up for when we got here and had to go through all kinds of medical exams and shit. Yeah.
They bypassing all that. And usually it takes almost up to 10 years for an immigrant to get naturalized into the United States. And they giving it to them however long it take to download the app and put
the information in
put
on
the
this
information in.
And whether it's temporary or not, it's still like you're stamping somebody with a citizenship to be here and without putting them through a process to see if they even are worthy of being here.
And then they could just go right down to the DMV and get a ID and then go ahead and vote for whoever they feel like they want to vote for.
That part right there.
Which is crap.
That part right there. But interesting topic I want to get into tonight real quick. This Gettysburg. Anybody heard about that situation with that kid in Gettysburg College? There was an incident where there was a black swim. He was on the swim team, and black kid on the swim team, and he hanging around his buddies, who he thought was his buddies or whatnot. And at one point, they actually held him down and carved with a box cutter. They carved like nigger in his chest. Anybody hear about this? Because I just heard about it like earlier today, and I did a little bit of homework on it to come to find out that it did actually happen. But what was baffling to me was nothing was done with the kids that did it.
Yeah, nobody. The real problem is that the kid didn't file any charges, and in the United States, unless the district attorney wants to pick it up, there's no charge. If no one files charges, you got to have a witness. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think the kid like left school or whatever, and him leaving school. Joel says no. Chris said he heard about it a bit ago. Him leaving school, the other kids were, they were allowed to stay or whatever. I don't know, but they
basically wasn't no consequences.
It wasn't no consequences for it,
yeah,
and
that's not cool.
And that's what's not cool. But we're gonna get into a quick video real quick, show you guys a little bit about what happened and kind of what's going on with that. And yeah, the DA has to pick up the charges, but they probably won't.
They're probably not because of the state that it's in.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, Chris, it happens a lot, bro. And that's why I bring light to stuff like this, because, there are so many people in this world that for whatever reason they either turn a blind eye or they pretend like they don't know, or they play this game that these type of things are not happening right in our own backyard. Like, we've had multiple situations where a male supposedly went to Walmart, got a rope and hung himself behind the Walmart.
Yeah, right.
Now, you and I know damn well black folks don't even know how to tie knots right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get into this video real quick so you guys can take a look and tell me what you think.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. Usually, as a story develops, we have fewer questions and more answers. Well, that is not the case with the situation at Gettysburg College, where a student is accused of using a box cutter to etch the N-word onto another student's chest. Seth Kaplan here with a few answers, plus more on those lingering questions. Good afternoon, Seth.
Good afternoon, James. Yeah, first let's start with the part almost everyone agrees on. A white member of the swim team allegedly etched the N-word, as you mentioned, with a box cutter onto the chest of a black member of the swim team. That was the topic of a community meeting at the school last night. We spoke with about a half dozen different students. The vice president.
Pause the video, man.
You like how he said allegedly?
The problem I'm having with this is they're saying etched, like this kid was a drawing board.
Right.
They carved.
Right.
They cut
Into
skin off of this man.
Right.
It wasn't etched. It wasn't like he sat there and said, do it.
Right.
Like when you etch something, that means that whatever you're etching on is agreeing to the etching.
Right.
This is bullshit. I hate how the news does that to make it seem like it's smaller than what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and play this bullshit.
Of the Black Student Union told us this is a hate crime the college hasn't done enough about. The students' parents went to the media about the situation, which has gotten national coverage. But as for that allegation of a hate crime, what's interesting is officially this isn't yet a crime at all. Adams County District Attorney Brian Sinnott tells us, quote, "I was made aware of the incident through the media last week. I then contacted the Gettysburg Borough Police Department to follow up. They were also not aware, protected college security, who advised that the student did not wish to pursue any charges or speak with the police." The swim team earlier released a statement saying its members are deeply saddened by what happened, that it was not an act of hazing, and that the swim team's two captains reported what happened to school leaders as soon as they learned about it. So, James, the question now is, here you have these allegations that we're talking about, very serious allegations. Why would somebody in that situation not go to police? And that's the question we're kind of continuing to ask here as the day goes on.
Seth, I mean, this story has a lot of people talking, understandably. What exactly is the college saying? What are they doing? I know you were at a meeting last night with students who were very upset about this.
Right. Well, the college isn't saying very much beyond what they have said. There was an initial joint statement with the family. There's a statement from the swim team that I mentioned there. The family in that joint statement with the college confirmed that they did not go to police. They did not want to press charges. The college tells me that they can't go to police on behalf of a student. That's just the way it works. The student would want to, would have to want to do that. But they always offer to connect students with law enforcement resources. And they not only offered, but encouraged the student in this case to do that. And that's where we are. So why not? And what exactly happened here? As you said at the beginning here, more questions than answers.
Right.
And unusually, more and more questions as time goes on here,
and more people who want someone to say something. One of the big complaints has been a lack of transparency, and I think it's just because a lot of people want to know what exactly happened here, and we still don't. It's been over a week.
Yeah, and again, if you're waiting for law enforcement to come out with some kind of report like that, there's no indication that's going to happen.
Right. All right. Well, one thing that will happen is we will continue to stay on the story and try to follow it as best as we can.
That part we can promise. Yeah.
All right. Seth Kaplan, thank you very much. Really appreciate this update this afternoon.
So the interesting thing about this is that because the kid hasn't pressed charges and whatnot, it's not being talked about and nobody's being reprimanded. But what I have a problem with is the morale of the school, the deans, the principals, whomever,
The coach.
the coach, why haven't these children been reprimanded? Because it clearly happened. It clearly happened. It was clearly reported. It was reported by other people, though it wasn't reported by the victim. It was reported. So where's the reprimand for saying, hey, this is not the type of shit that we're going to be doing around here? You know what I'm saying? That's where I have a problem with it. So I don't know. What are you guys' take on it?
Joel
said,
says he
"Where's the
still has
camera?"
time.
Yeah, he does, but whether he filed charges or not, something should be done. Like, they should be kicked out of school. That is a hate crime.
That's a hate crime.
There's no other way to slice that.
Right.
I don't know if they have tape, Joel, but that witnesses were like, it was reported by other people as well. So, the school saying that they don't know what's going on, this, that, and the third. You know that this kid got this carved into his chest. You do know that, which he's going to be scarred for the rest of his life. The interesting thing was how I found this was the guy on TikTok was raving mad about it. And he was super pissed. And his thing was like, listen, here's a young man who's trying to better his life, get an education, go to school, do something with himself. He's an athlete. He's no longer going to the school anymore because of what? You know what I'm saying? And this dude was outraged. So he was telling the parents that, that they could use his platform. He has millions of followers on TikTok and he has 2 separate accounts. And he was telling the parents that they could use his platform as an outlet if they so choose. But what I'm saying is, like, nobody's been reprimanded behind that. It's kind of like, this shit happened. Yes, the victim did leave the school, actually. Joel, you said, so it's a witness, that's a citizen complaint based on those statements. Well, yeah, but the thing is, even though the kid's not coming, because, I get it to a certain degree. He don't want to be in the limelight for that. As the victim of a hate crime.
It's definitely wicked.
He probably don't want to go through that. He don't want to have to show the scars and the shit that he's going to have to deal with. It has to heal over time. And he maybe had left with scars behind. I get it. But at the same time, it happened. What are we going to do about it? Whether this kid files a complaint or not, something has to happen. And that's where I have a problem with it at, because I'm like, damn, the coaches, the deans, the principals, the counselors, all of you people know that this has occurred, whether it was reported by this kid or not. You know that it happened. So yeah, definitely PTSD in real time. Chris, who knows? But again, Chris is saying, is it possible this happened, that someone came in and offered him money to walk away from it? Is that possible? Who knows?
Everything's open to speculation,
but the point is
that somebody had a hate crime done against them,
right, at a college, and the staff isn't really doing anything about it. Like, these kids are still on the swim team, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but they're still on the swim team. They're still at the school. This young man who had this done to him is not.
Right.
And granted, like, I wouldn't want to go back to a place where people was carving on my chest, holding me down, and I'm thinking that they're my friends, because that's how else can you even get to a person close enough to do some shit like that to them? You're thinking you're amongst friends. These are your teammates. You know what I'm saying? If we're on the same team, this is my teammate, all of a sudden he holds me down and starts carving bullshit into my chest. I'm like, whoa, so I don't know. Yeah, for sure. What do you say, Chris? Chris says, I'm not saying it's right, and I agree with you, Treasure, that the school needs to enforce anti-hazing rules. And, well, this is a bit extreme to call hazing. Yeah, it's because this is a hate crime.
This is a hate crime. This is not hazing at all.
There's no way to look at it any other way. It wasn't that he was pledging and they woke him up at 2 a.m. to go do jumping jacks in his drawers on the front lawn. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. You held him down and you carved a racial slur into his chest with a box cutter. I'll say it again for the people in the back. You took this young man who was on the same swim team as you. This is your teammate. You held him down. You took a box cutter and you carved nigger in his chest.
What school is this?
This is Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, all my people who have a certain hue on your skin, do not consider going to Gettysburg College in Pennsylvania
That part.
because they won't help you if something goes wrong.
That part. Yep, Pennsylvania.
So if they are asking you to come to their school, ask them why they can't protect the people that's already there.
That part. Because clearly they can't, or they're choosing not to. So I don't know about you, but I would be filing a lawsuit.
Oh, of course.
You know, because my thing is whether I go and file a charge or not. Y'all know this shit happened.
Y'all know what happened.
You know it happened.
Right.
And yeah, maybe I don't want to file a complaint for whatever reason. That's my prerogative. But what you are going to do as an administration, as a school, what do?
You make it right. That's
Meantime, between time, a kid laughs at another kid because they cracks a joke and you send them home and RPC them for bullying. Like, this shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, if you're gonna charge one for one thing, you need to get them all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play with it.
Chris says, I agree. Pennsylvania is a ghetto ass state, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
They showing their true colors for sure.
For sure. Y'all be careful when you're out there in Pennsylvania. You might come home with a etching on your chest.
Right.
You might get etched.
Yeah.
They etch-a-sketching people up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And the fact that he said it like that is crazy.
Can't believe you said it. He said it more than one time. He should have called it exactly what it was.
We'll get into this. You say, I saw your video, hit me. That is another slapper. Oh, hit him in the mouth. Ha. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Who was Silk B, man?
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know, but Silk B is in the building. We appreciate you for showing up. And
Thank you for showing up on Wednesday night.
You know what I'm saying?
Hanging out with us. Tonight we're talking about a little bit more critical things, but y'all hang out. You know, things get better. Sometimes it's going to be a glorious day, and other times it's going to be some BS.
Know over here with Ham Potavision, man, we could go off on left field real quick. All it takes is the right comment.
Jordan said the guy got kicked out of school that did the guy who did the etching. Well, that's a start.
Right.
Well, he still need to be charged.
Appreciate you, Jordan, for chiming in and letting us know, because I didn't get a chance to do a lot of follow-up on this. Like I say, I've been a little bit under the weather. My sinuses is really whooping my ass. I had too much cheese last couple weeks.
Yeah, the performance.
In abundance.
We have it on video, but we haven't had a chance to upload it yet. But hopefully we can get that thing online as quickly as possible.
It will be up. We were going to show some of it to you guys tonight, but we having issues with the video. I do apologize for that, because we promised you guys that you would see it. The performance was dope. Everybody loved it. People were having a good time. The campground was pretty big. It was a lot of vendors out there and people were everywhere. So it was so big to where, like, when you look around.
It was way over 50 acres. Way over 50.
Yeah. When you look around.
That thing was huge.
People were in their own little situations, but they were all still engaged into, they might not have been like at the stage, but they were engaged. And that's what kind of made it dope.
They had a lake in it. The place had a whole lake in it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have it on YouTube, Chris, for those who want to see it. It'll be on the Miss Treasure page by this weekend. It'll also be on the Hams page by this weekend. So y'all will see it, I promise you.
Joel said, put that up.
That's sad and triggering. I was called a nigger this Monday on Sahara Avenue by some tow truck company. I wasn't able to see.
Did you? Oh,
they were just passing by.
You didn't get the tow truck company's name?
Yeah.
So I could shout them out right now?
Yeah. Chris said he was up till midnight waiting for the live stream and finally said, fuck it, I got my party on with existing videos you had on YouTube.
Sorry about that, Chris, man. We were out there. The service,
we were in the middle of nowhere.
The internet service wasn't good, so it wouldn't allow me to direct stream it from my cell phone.
So that's why we didn't.
That's why we didn't do that. And then by the time we got back home, we were so tired. and we had to go. I had to go directly back to work. My wife got sick, so bear with us. We'll get it out there, and hopefully in the next couple days.
We human. This was at a place called Tombstone Ranch, Joel, out in Washington.
It was in Springdale.
Yeah, it was right. It was like right next to Springdale, or whatever, because they said they don't want to be called Springdale.
Well, Google Maps says they Springdale.
That they were
I don't care
Springdale.
what they call
Right.
called.
That's what it said. They were basically they were about an hour out of Spokane, and they were off. The place is called Tombstone Ranch, right off of Cemetery Road, but it's literally in the middle of nowhere. So like, there's no lights. It's dirt roads. There's a creek. There's a river. There was all kind of weird shit, and it was scary. But we had a good time, and it was cold. We had a good time, and everything was great. Who's that? Callie Juliana. ISIS put me on to y'all. We're watching you on the TV. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all. And thank you for chiming in on the show.
That's right. Like, subscribe, and share, and tell a friend. Y'all tune in every week, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. because it be shenanigans on this channel. You never know what you're going to get. It could be comedy. It could be funny. It could be serious all at one time. What'd you say, Chris? Chris says, so was it like EDC, but in Washington?
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
like
that.
a festival. It was
but you were able to park your camper and set up a tent right at the spot. Like you could have set a tent up right in front of the stage if you wanted to.
Right. So it was kind of cool. They had fire pits going. They had lights. It was a masquerade black light theme party. So, people were dressed up. They had their makeup on. They had the masquerade stuff on. There were several bands. The talent was dope. The stage was nice. It was a great atmosphere. So, we had a good time. We definitely had a good time. What Joel say, couldn't get the name, but just be careful with the companies you call. That's why the Green Book is so important for issues like this on the Las Vegas Black Book. So you called for a tow truck and he called you a nigger? That's what happened? I thought,
let's dive deep into that. What happened, man?
What happened with
Let us know what happened with that.
Yeah, let me put the link in here, Joel. Let me put the link in here so we can invite you on the screen to tell this story.
Yeah, Silk B, you're right. It is getting old. It's getting to the point. What happened to it is getting old, bro. It's getting to the point where we might have to start clapping back.
The problem is this. Our culture and our race as a whole, for the most part, we're peaceful people. We've been painted to be something that we're not. The reason I say that is because think about what has been done to this race over the last, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, to where any other race, people would have lost their mind and start, killing everybody. When a person has had enough and they get tired, you're going to see sides of them that you don't want to see. And that's why it's like, stop poking the bear, and I keep saying it. I say it once or twice a year. We're getting to the point where it's like, we keep getting pushed to the limit. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where somebody's going to snap in a second and some real bad shit is going to happen.
Yeah, we hope that everybody's safe out there in the street and they're doing what they need to do to survive and live a peaceful life. And we hope that doesn't happen. But hey, life be lifing, y'all.
It be lifing.
Yeah.
It do be lifing. Chris is like, what the hell happened? He says, you called a tow truck and what? No, that's what we're saying, Chris. That's why I'm like, I put the link in there, Joel, so you know what it is, man. If you're feeling up to it, come on in here and tell us about this story today. We're going to give Joel a little bit of time to decide if he wants to do that or not, if he's still in here. But I'll put it in here again.
I agree, Jordan. I don't think that we that peaceful. That's you doing that.
Yeah.
The truth is getting ready to come out, like they say.
The truth is getting ready to come out, like they say. The meat selling here on Earth is the last days. I don't know if they know what they mean, but that means the black people.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. What else we got down here?
Chris says, I understand I understand, Treasure. There are documentaries on this. Made in America, Bloods and Crips, and a crack documentary on Netflix goes into detail a lot on this. Yeah, like when you look at, like I said, when you look at the history of us, we're peaceful. We really are. Not talking about the hooligans and the thugs, because realistically, that's just a creation. That was something that was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It was embedded. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like taught. You were taught to be that way. But on a normal basis, we're peaceful. And that's why I say you really kind of don't want to fuck with people like that, because at some point that peacefulness is going to go out the window. Oh yeah, for sure. So B, for sure.
You ready to get on to the next agenda?
We can move on whichever you like. I'm just here.
Okay, so if you don't know, just recently, the Longshoremen's union had went on strike on the East Coast. 34 ports or 36 ports, 45,000 workers are on strike, and it should affect the East Coast as we speak. According to statistics,
we got you, Joel. Let us know when you're ready.
One day of work on the ports is a month of product in the streets. Every day that they are down costs $5 billion of product. So I've just seen videos today of people clearing out Costco and everything over there already. So ain't no toilet paper, y'all.
If you don't understand what that means, all our ports are closed on the East Coast. Every fucking last one of them.
Yeah, every last one of them. All the way all the way from upper East Coast to Texas. All the ports are closed.
The grains, the cotton, the food, all of the stuff that we get that comes in here, because the Teamsters, we go pick it up.
Not only what we get, but what goes out to other countries.
That part.
So like if you're in the US and you're exporting to another country, you can't do it anymore from the East Coast. You got to hire a truck, bring it to the West Coast, and then send it out through the West Coast. So it costs you more money.
Right.
And it's going to cost everybody else more money too.
So it means the food is going to be sky high. I was already paying $10 for fucking seeded watermelons.
Looks like Joel is.
Yeah, Joel, you ready? We're going to bring Joel on in to tell us about this situation. About this tow truck situation, because I'm like, wait a minute. How you doing there, brother?
Good evening.
I can't hear.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Turn it up, man.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you.
Turn the speakers up, man.
That's all the way up.
Okay, beautiful.
I can hear you. Can you hear us okay?
Hello?
1 second, Joel. I can't hear you. So let me see what I can do to turn you up over here before you start.
That way I can see if you guys can hear.
I can hear you.
If you guys can hear Joel okay, give us some ones in the
Go
chat.
ahead and talk, Joel. Say something.
Beautiful day.
Go ahead. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. It's good to see
There we go. That's better. I can hear.
I said it's still good. It's good to see y'all still thriving out there, man.
Yeah, we trying to do what we can do, man.
Beautiful.
For sure.
I was man, just to carry on that topic, I was hearing about the stoppage of the ports as well, and of the loss of money per day that's affected. But right now, they said they're kind of like in the early stages, so you may not see it. But for those that have gotten word, like you said, already running to the stores, they still got stock to replace that, but still. With the stoppage now, they only got so much stock. So now negotiations have to be set or agreed upon for the flow to continue.
Right. Hopefully they can come to some type of agreement and get things back rolling again. But I've been told by union members that if they go past a week, the East Coast is going to be hurting.
Yeah, there's some people are saying that They don't believe this one is going to last very long. I think the last one was 1970 something or something like that,
Yeah, it's been a long 79.
and it lasted for like 3 months or something like that. But in
Yeah, I
the
think.
economy and the world we're in today, we can't afford 3 months. We can't afford a month.
Right.
Yeah, I
Can you
think the
guys can
news
you guys
report.
hear him better now?
I think the news reports was saying like something up to like maybe like 6 months. But you saying a week from the union, so that's a large difference in range.
What they're saying they're gonna strike for 6 months.
Yeah, they said the strike, they were somewhat prepared for it. It could last up to 6 months, and you probably wouldn't really see too much effect. Prices shouldn't really fluctuate until around the 6 month. That's when everything should kind of like come to a head.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. They already clearing out Costco and Sam's
Hmm.
Club with all the toilet paper and the food. The lines were out the door trying to get stuff on the East Coast.
Well, yeah, well,
It's the same. That's the same thing how it was with the pandemic.
yeah,
People
that's
started
like the
panicking and
same
shit.
play. That's the same play for everybody.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
just
tell us real quick, Joel, what happened with this story, this situation.
so man, I'm just sitting there basically waiting on public transportation and waiting on the bus. I'm just looking down the street, wait for it to come down, and as I'm just looking down the street, this tow truck just whizzes by and is like, nigger.
Oh, that's cold.
I was like, I was, tripping like, what the hell? But I couldn't get the name of the truck, and I'm like, oh my god! I was like, damn, I wish I could have seen that name, but he did.
Because in
He was
reality, you
traveling so
like
fast, I
shocked.
couldn't, I
Yeah.
couldn't see. He traveling so fast through the lights, so I really couldn't see him.
Mm.
Mm. And so you like you sitting there chilling,
Just chilling,
waiting on your bus,
waiting on transportation.
and something
Yeah,
like that happens. Your first thought process is like, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened?
yeah,
You know
just
what I
what?
mean?
Yeah, just like I'm like, damn, this is Nevada, Vegas, and I'm like, well, I could see it, but I couldn't see it because it ain't really. I ain't never had that happen to me since I was like in Wisconsin, some damn well. You know what I'm saying? At a real early age.
It's the
At a
cheese
real
steak.
early age. You know what I'm saying? Not in the. I'm not really thinking that in the 2024, but I can't say it ain't never happened before to somebody else. So you know what I'm saying? Who am I? But it was just strange to me that I'm sitting there minding my business,
Right.
and somebody comes along and utters that out their damn window.
Yeah, that's cold, man.
And
They
then
shouldn't be
as they're
doing.
passing by, well, clearly you know how it goes. You passing by yelling out shit.
Yeah, you might as well be on Instagram or Twitter talking shit if you just gonna drive by and say that.
But that again, my point is, for certain situations like that, that's when you, you should be kind of like wary of where you spend your money and the people that you
Yep.
associate with that handle
Yep.
business. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That kind of like brings that into light and the focus.
for
And
sure it
that's why I
does.
was like mentioning that in that comment, like the Green Book in situations like this, because we've been in situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like they really disappeared, but
Right.
still in all, with the comfortability that has been uh, uh, more exposed with the internet, you know what I'm saying? Taking you further off your path. You know what I'm saying? You stray away from the giving that was given to you. That was pretty much simple. The guidelines. The Green
Right.
Book was a guideline to spend your money within the means of the confines of the community.
Right.
Keep you safe and travel. Uh, Make sure your food ain't tampered with. Making
Right.
sure you can get gas properly without being harassed. Shit of that nature. You know, uh, a place where dignity is found, and you present it, and they present it back to you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Not the rhetoric or the displacement that you run into in certain establishments. You
Right.
know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
The
supposed to be like a
that was
safe
kind of
place
like my
for you.
focus.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we agree. I agree. The more than likely that you should be concentrating on where you're spending your money at and who you're spending it with.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Chris says what's crazy is the guy yelled it out in a company truck. That's what I'm saying, Chris. Like cats
Yeah,
out
the
here is
company truck.
bold. You know, they
Bold
getting
as
real
hell.
bold with what they do. And, you know, we found that out when Donald Trump took office. You know, you started seeing and hearing all kind of shit that you didn't normally see. Like we went back to 1942 real quick. And I was like, you know, this is the type of situation where you can tell the people they've been hiding under the rock this whole time. They're right in our face. They're not we be thinking, oh, not in Nevada, that's not really here. No, it's your neighbors, bro.
Yeah, it's right in plain sight.
It's the person that you go get a coffee from every day that is an undercover racist and really is waiting for that moment that they get to come out and just start being who they really are. And that's
Yeah.
why I say we got to be very careful with what we do. Jordan, I'm gonna get back into that because I wanted to finish up this topic with Joel, but I'm definitely gonna get into that. Um, Chris says, Joel, that's why I don't go out much. I don't trust people. Yeah, that what will they do to your food? For
Right.
sure.
For sure. Yeah.
But we going back to this longshoreman thing real quick. Joel, you want to stay with us on this?
Go ahead.
Jordan says, just thinking out loud, going on strike will cause them to start a contingency plan and automate everything so they don't need people. That's part of what they've been trying to prevent for years is the automation.
Well, just to let you know, if you guys don't know, Long Beach is fully automated.
Yes. And it's
Fully
been that
automated.
way for years.
So there, the longshoremen out in Long Beach, there's very few of them. Everything out there moves by an electrical truck, fully automated cars. The boxes are picked up by the cranes,
By the
fully
machines.
automated.
Yep.
There's not that many people out there.
But there are a lot of engineers that help repair those machines once they go down. So
True.
you
The
know, people
problem is
still
that, and I
go ahead.
agree that that's a good thing. But the problem is that these companies are not making programs where these people can get classes and segue into those new jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, so they're
So
gonna hurt
basically,
right there.
when they get fully automated, they just like, oh, sorry for you.
Right.
You can't if you don't know how to work on hydraulics, my bad. See you next time.
So really what is the world gonna look like fully automated though? Because let's think about it. We watched iRobot. That shit is realer than we know. Because you're gonna now have robots running around doing everything. So then where is that gonna leave people? And that's the big question that we gotta ask ourselves because the longshoremen, we need them cats, and that's a dangerous ass job, and they should give them whatever they're asking for. So at the end of the day, they haven't been giving them the increases that they need and that they deserve compared to what they're making off of them. What is it like 2 point something billion dollars a week or something like that?
What?
That the companies are making from the longshoremen?
$5 billion a day.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Five
got the
billion a
major
day.
heavy hitters there. You got Walmart, I believe. They named Costco and some other major
like I say,
companies.
MSC is one of the
Yeah.
richest companies. They make 3 times what Amazon make. But you don't want to get these people
They
70
on
70% they were asking for.
they asked for 70. The negotiation on the table now is at 50%. Longshoremen out in the East Coast, the base price starts at $20.
What?
So I don't know why they even arguing with these people. Give them people their money.
$20.
Right. The base price. So when you start out as a longshoreman, you get $20.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Give them people their money, man.
And
The
you
way they're having it,
got to
they're writing it now, is they're saying it would go from about $39 an hour to $69 over the next was I think 5 years or
Mhm.
6 years if they get the increase that they're trying to get right now. Which I feel like that's fair. It's like $5 a year up until they get the $69. But I mean, shit, why you not already making $69? Let's be honest. Like you making $5 billion a day. One of the guys, one of the companies, I can't remember which one it was, but he took out a $4 billion it was a like a Christmas what do you call it? Put it like this, it was a bonus.
So the bulk, sorry, baby, but the bulk of them of the longshore men on the East Coast make about 80%. I mean, $81,000 per year. The top guys make 200,000.
That's still crazy.
He said, but the pay may come with extreme hours. Just, but everybody know how unions work. Union bulk of their pay is on overtime. It ain't never on regular time. You know what I'm saying? So they out there killing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And
No,
that's what
that's
I was
right,
trying
Chris.
to
That's what I'm
say.
saying.
That's what I was trying to say. Those the numbers that's not coming back because the job is dangerous. So
Right.
the numbers of casualties on the job is probably what's triggering this issue beyond
Yeah.
the low pay.
The echo, guys, is coming from Joel's phone. So every time I speak, it's coming back through his mic back to us.
Hold
So that's
on,
what you're
just
hearing.
hold that thought.
Um, Going back to what I was saying, I forget the name of the head of the company, but they had a bonus, right, which was about $4 billion. This man took the bonus and gave it to like his family, whatever, and they split it up and did whatever. Instead of taking that bonus and giving it back to the people who got you the bonus in the first place, a $4 billion bonus, you could have done some really great things for your employees. So one company, I guess they did something where they paid them out. This was a whole nother country though. They had got a bonus of that, a substantial bonus like that, similar, and they gave their employees like 50 months or something like that worth of salary or something crazy, because that's what the bonus was capable of doing, is what they were saying they could have done with that bonus. But instead, that's like us owning the company and we say, oh shit, we got a $4 billion bonus. Well, kids, let's go on a vacation.
Right.
Like, instead of giving it back to the people who got you the fucking bonus in the first place. And that's where I'm like, no, y'all get them people their money. But at the same token, we got to be diligent in understanding what that really means, that these people are on strike. So they were going to go on strike Friday, but they actually went on strike. What was it? No, yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, yesterday. They were supposed to go on strike Friday. So they went on strike 4 days early, which means they're pissed off and they're tired. And we don't know how long this is going to last. And if you think that prices are not going to skyrocket or you're not going to be able to get product and stuff, you are sadly mistaken. And understand too, once again, we got something else that's in our face right during the time of the presidential candidacy. So don't look to the right, look to the left, is what I'm saying. You know, same thing what I said last week about the P. Diddy thing. They're putting all this stuff in our face when there's other shit going on in the background. And we need to be making sure we're watching what's going on in the background.
Y'all remember that one guy that did that major strike for Amazon, for the Amazon packers or workers that was doing the warehousing,
Yeah.
and they I think they bowed down to their needs or whatnot, or their demands, and gave them what they wanted, and then ended up getting those machines and ended up letting all them people go.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's probably
The
what's going
difference
to play out with. That's what's probably going to play out here too.
That's why they
difference
said they got a contingency.
the difference between Amazon workers and union workers will fuck your shit up. You ain't building shit.
Right. I got a quick union story. Teamsters out in Chicago. A guy pulls up to the dock, pulls up with his van, pulls up, runs into the freight door, just pulls up to the freight door, got out of his van, goes inside. Don't say nothing to nobody, don't ask questions, just feel he gonna do what he gonna do. When he came back outside, they had his van hovered over a trash can on the forklift.
Mm-hmm.
And they told him, you do this shit again, it's going in the trash.
Yep.
And the dude was like, I'm so sorry, like, please put my shit down. They said, we don't play that around here. We have that same power. Union members
Union
don't fuck
members are
around.
rough, man.
Yeah.
They when they go on strike and you try to do some stuff on the side, your product not making it out of there, bro. It's not making it out of
Mm-mm. I had an angry client one time. He was cussing us out, well, not me, but he was cussing out the crew, was mad at the guys. They just talking shit. We were supposed to be hanging this man's sign, and he was giving us the hardest time ever. let's just say his sign came up missing for 4 days.
Yep. Somehow it just didn't make it,
It
in,
just wasn't
sir.
there. And he was like, it was just right here. I turned around and it's gone. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, maybe if you had a better attitude. So it did get hung, but it cost him some money. And what I'm saying is, when you have union people who are, these people, first of all, these people are putting in massive hours to get product to people. Blood, sweat, and tears. We're not going to act like they're not out there doing their damn thing. They got families just like you and I do and everybody else. And to make billions of dollars off of their back every day and not be willing to give them a substantial amount of money to keep them doing what they're doing because you feel like a machine can do something better it's asinine to me. Because at the end of the day, we still have customer service. A machine cannot give you customer service. It can't. I don't care what you say. We can go get a robot waitress to bring me my meal. She might bring it perfectly, but we can't have no conversation.
I want to share this video with y'all if y'all got a little bit of time.
What up, Adam? Adam is in the building.
Let me share this with y'all real quick so you can understand what the union really thinks out there. This is the union boss for this is Harold J. Daggett, and he's one of the members that's negotiating for this
new contract.
For this new contract.
I believe you said you hatch covers all the way up high. You see them in the container ship. They got to be all lashed down, completely dangerous. That's in the north of Canada. You have. That's why I fight. I fight for jurisdiction. I fight for.
Here we go, right here.
That's 17 people that didn't come home. We just had a kid killed in Houston. Young kid, a big roll of paper, weighed a ton, rolled off on top of him, killed him. That's why I fight. I fight for jurisdiction. I fight for safety. I fight for these to be compensated with good salaries. These companies are making billions of dollars. They should take us along. We brought them to where they are. Now they want to get rid of us? That's not fair. It's not fair at all. And this union's been around close to 200 years. So you can see why I'm always fighting.
Why do you think you haven't had to strike since then?
Because you had leaders like me. And the companies got smart and said, we don't want to go through another 3 months strike. Let's negotiate in good faith. Back then, the companies didn't make the money that we make today. So we negotiated in good faith. We went with 6-year contracts. And we got $1 raise, $1.50 raise for 6 years. It was great. It was a lot of money compared to 80 cents for 3 months. But today's world, it's changing into the future. They're not making millions no more. They're making billions. And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men. Because when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work during COVID. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want. And if they don't, well, then I have to go into the street and we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve.
Do you think, this is my last question, do you think the threat of the strike is they can understand the significance of that based on the recent things that have happened, like our Key Bridge, we're from Maryland, our Key Bridge collapsing and it just stopping all the ships from being able to deliver?
I'm glad you brought that up because I would like to tell you something. Okay. When that bridge fell, my longshoremen are on this side of the bridge, no work, no salaries. Biden called me up on the phone, President Biden, Harold, I got the money to build a new bridge. I go, oh. What about my longshoremen? They're out of work now. They didn't cause no problem. Well, he goes, I got the money for building a new bridge and getting the bridge that's in the water out of there. I ask you one more time, President, what about the men whose families now have no money coming in? Well, if there was an explosion on a ship, maybe I can get the money. Listen, You're supposed to be a friend of the ILA. You came to me when you wanted the AFL-CIO backing. I got it for you. You called me in the kitchen. You thanked me a million times. I'm telling you, my members need help.
So what happened to the favor for the
Well,
favor?
let me see what I can do. In politics, that means you're not getting it, okay? I opened up a fund with management after the first pandemic. Let me see how much money's in that fund. I called them up. They called me back. It's $300 million. Wow, are you kidding me? We put $300 million in there? Yeah. Well, I like to take some money out of there and pay for those families in Baltimore. Well, Harold, it's only for pandemic. Well, what about we get your lawyers and my lawyers, and any disaster, nature disaster, whatever, we can draw from it. I have no problem as long as the lawyers work it out. They worked it out one day. It cost me $1.2 million every week to pay for their families.
And he
Plus,
ain't the government.
they were allowed to go to unemployment. And it's over now. They're back working. The ships are going in and out. I never got no help from the government. We did it on our own, management and union. That's what we're supposed to be doing, working together. And I hope we get back into that right realm.
That part.
Do you think,
That was in Baltimore.
right?
What was the question again?
Well, it was just about like, I remember like how significantly it impacted our businesses, like the supply chain, because I live on the Chesapeake Bay and all the ships were just waiting on the other
Liz,
side.
let me explain something to you. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. In today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
See what I'm saying about the union? They don't play. He just said to him on national television, I'll cripple you. 45,000 workers will not come back to work. You keep playing with me.
And if you don't think it's going to hurt, watch. Adam says that the dude screwed himself in that interview.
Why you say that?
And so right here, let me see. 77% plus piecemeal plus no automation. This dude's delusional. 77%, hell yeah. Inflation alone justifies it. Piece of each shipment is a pretty big ass, but okay. No automation. He's lost his leverage.
That's how unions always negotiate. Unions always negotiate with the highest ask, and then they talk down from that. So
meet somewhere in the middle.
What the news doesn't quite understand is how union negotiations operate. We go in asking for the most. We be like, not only do we want that, but we want the socks off of your feet too. And then they go, no, you ain't gonna get the socks. And then we talk it out, and then there's an agreement. It's never what we asked for, but we know that.
He said, Sean, did you forget what I did before I retired?
No, but we go in, even in our union, we go in and ask for more than what we know we're going to get. Hell, I want a limousine to work every day.
But I know I ain't.
I know I'm not gonna get it.
But I might get a free bus pass.
Right.
That I can let my kid use.
No, I didn't Adam, I didn't forget what you did for a living, man. I'm just saying what I'm saying because you're not the only one that I'm speaking to. Speaking to a whole bunch of other people that will end up watching this video.
On top of that, too, these people deserve that money. I mean, come on, fuck, man. $5 billion a day. They're moving so much product. They're moving a month's worth of product in a week. Come on, man. That's a lot for humans to be doing. And I'm with old boy, man. You watch. 45,000 people. That's a lot. 35 ports. I don't think y'all know how serious this shit really is.
I understand what you're saying, Adam. Adam says that that he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have threatened them. But the thing is that a strike is already a threat.
Mm-hmm.
He really, yeah, he didn't have to say nothing, but a strike is a strike. We're already threatening you.
Mm-hmm.
So right now he's get to say what he want to say because they're already in a strike. He's like, it's your move, man. Right. It's time for y'all to make decisions. It's y'all move.
Right. And whatever their so-called contingency plan is, trust me when I tell you, it's not going to compete. It's not going to compete.
Right. It was 2.5 months or almost 3 months before the strike. But they look, see, this is the problem that I have with this administration, and not to be talking about politics all the damn time because we're in an election. But Biden and Harris had 6 to 7 months to go down there and talk to these people and work this stuff out before it even got to this. And then when Biden, what does Biden say to the Californians? Oh, y'all go ahead and hurry up and get a deal made when they was doing their deal. So what you think he said to the East Coast guys when it was time to do their deal? That shit's bullshit. They should be down there making sure that America is getting what they're supposed to get and the workers are getting what they're supposed to get. Now, okay, think about this. If they automate all these ports, who's paying taxes now?
Yep.
Machines don't pay taxes.
That part. Mm-hmm.
Who paying the tax?
Just like the same question I had last night on the presidential debate, the vice president debate, when they kept talking about the whole $6,000 for this and the $25,000 for that. I'm like,
right.
And they asked him. The commentator asked. Bear with me because my sinuses is fucked up. The commentator asked, "Who's paying for this?"
None of them fools answered who was paying for it, and everybody who was watching that knew that the taxpayers was going to pay. And who are the taxpayers?
You and me.
The people who get a check every week or every 2 weeks from wherever they working at. So I mean, let's be real. But not only are we the taxpayers, but we the consumers too. This administration could have went down there and negotiated something very quickly and said, no, look, this is what we gonna do. And made it fair for everybody on both sides.
But let's be honest. I mean, these dudes is still making under $40 an hour for what they do.
Yeah, a third. It said that a third of them. It said a third of them make over 80 to 100,000. So 45,000. If you do a third of them, they're doing pretty well. But the thing is this. That's still not enough to live on the East Coast.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And like even at the entry level of $21.15 or whatever it was, that's minimum wage.
Yeah,
realistically.
And you're right, Adam. He said, I think we had conversation about tariffs before. You're right, but in order for them to supplement those ports not having workers on them, it's going to have to be higher than 20%. And then guess what? 20%, that's going to trickle down to us. We're going to be paying that 20%.
Well, right now we're on the brink of a war. You got to put that in the equation too. So once we're talking about people moving money and moving goods, right now we're on the brink of war, which is going to kind of like stop a lot of shit or slow shit down. They thinking of the longevity of this war does happen. What is how financially it's going to affect them during the course and the after course of trying to get things back running again as it is. So
yeah, I agree.
You got to put that in the equation too. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think we're bleeding too much money on both of those wars.
For sure.
And We need to go ahead and put a tourniquet on there and make the UN do what they're supposed to do and come up with the money.
Yeah, Adam,
And
we go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I was reading Adam's comment. He said, I agree with the pay raises. You guys got a great one after COVID as well. We did, but it's still
didn't put us at cost of living.
yeah, we're still
underneath cost of living.
Cost of living,
and that's due to inflation.
Yeah.
But once inflation goes back down to 2%, which they've been predicting for the last 2.5 years, that it's supposed to go back to 2%, then we'll be on spot. If we get cost of living on the next contract, we should be on spot, right on time, to be even. But it took us 12, 14 years to
just
get
to
even.
get that, yeah. And then on the flip side of it, the electricians is the ones that made out great. They came out on top. Their contract was way better executed than ours was.
Yeah, I agree, Adam. It's a tough world out there. We're going to have to figure it out day by day.
We've been at a heightened threat since dipshit took office while reducing our force readiness with DEI nonsense. That part right there. Jordan says Washington, D.C. minimum wage is $17 per hour.
Is that for a regular worker or people who work inside the government?
Yeah, who making that money?
Yeah, because is that the person at McDonald's?
Who making that? Person at Walgreens?
Yeah, it might be them. 17.
Says it didn't even come close to make up for 1 or 2 years people lost from the industry. Sparky made out because of hours.
I think the electricians make $50 an hour, right? Regular
No,
pay?
they're a little bit over that.
60 something?
They're close to 60 something because they make on Sunday, they make 120 something or 112 something an hour.
Yeah, so time and a half.
It was like 108.
Yeah, so they up to about almost
close
$70.
To $60 or something like that per hour.
You gotta think about the dangers of their job as well. You know what I'm saying? Them power lines go down all the time, especially during a storm. This hurricane that just passed and the one that's coming up. You got these fires going on.
They got the chemical fire in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the people out there, they breathing in that stuff and it's burning their throats.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a chemical burn. So a lot of people don't understand. I heard of a lady that was in our industry, local 631 Teamsters. She did carpet all of her career. That's all she did. Well, if you know, like I know, when you're doing carpet, you're breathing in fibers.
They got fire retardant on those carpets.
They got fibers that's coming off of them. They said that this lady had developed something with her lungs where she has so many carbon fibers in her lungs and shit over the years that it damn near killed her.
Linemen get paid more than
hazard pay.
Low voltage.
Man, did you hear what you just said? That's like a goddamn cotton ball in your damn lung.
Yeah,
basically, that's what it was. That's basically what it was.
Cats fuck around, cats fucking around, coughing up hairballs and shit.
Yep, that's what she was doing.
And she probably ain't had no mask on it. Every time you cut that carpet, that shit.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of that shit you can't see. Hell, I had a torn cornea from being at work.
Yep.
I literally got a torn. I've had a torn cornea in my left eye. I've had to get a left meniscus tear fixed because of just being in that machine, bouncing around. It doesn't have shocks on it. We should get hazardous pay for some of the shit that we do, but we don't. So, I get it when it comes to this union thing because I'm a union member, and a lot of people don't understand. People who are in unions, we don't have regular hours. This ain't no fucking 9 to 5.
We don't get no FMLA.
We don't get that.
We don't
FMLA.
get sick time. We don't get none of that.
Shit. And I'm not crying. I'm just telling you that's what the fuck it is. So respect what we do to get you what you need. Our drivers was out there tired as hell, driving during the pandemic, trying to make sure we got oranges.
Elevator guys make a lot of money because they don't work to the hours that we work.
Yeah, they're on call. So
they're on call. Their rate is high because they're on call.
I could be in an elevator union, right? And some shit go down in Chicago. They will fly me out right now tonight to come fix it if I'm the only available person.
Yeah.
So that's why they make the money that they make on that. Adam says total package is right around the same when you figure pension and healthcare, a couple bucks here, there. IATSE, IBW, IBT
Yep.
make almost the same total package. Every contract one ups the last negotiation.
You're correct.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
correct, Adam. Fully correct on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the elevator guys, they make about one something an hour. For the ones that actually are the techs on the elevators and stuff, and the ones that fix the escalators and all that stuff, they make about 100 and something an hour.
Let me show you guys this Instagram before we cut out of here.
That job is in high demand too.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. You better believe it, because the you got to understand the escalators, they're dealing with those. They're dealing with the elevators everywhere. So as soon as something goes down, if they don't have a guy ready on site or in the same city, they got to call somebody who is. So if you in New York, your ass is getting flown out.
This is an Instagram, y'all. So let me turn it on.
All of the toilet tissue at Sam's Club.
This is in Charlotte.
Like today, my mission is to find toilet tissue. You could blame this on the big strike that happened overnight.
Watch
whole
this
new
line.
set of problems.
Oh,
Well,
they ain't
guys,
showing it on
wiped
this.
out all.
But all the toilet tissue gone, man. Can't nobody wipe their booty no more.
Now,
Telling
that's
y'all.
crazy within itself that people have succumbed to only wiping their ass with toilet paper if the time arrives.
They're like, oh, the sky is falling. Where the toilet paper at?
Right. Right.
I can't, like, you know,
that shit
you
weird.
gotta imagine, like, they ain't had toilet paper in 1784.
Yeah, man, they was washing washcloths, man.
That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck is you tripping off of toilet paper?
Yeah.
Pine cones.
They was using pine cones, man. They was pine coning that ass.
Chris said one day of strike.
Yeah.
Wait.
They was using them Christmas trees that they put in the car and shit.
You can't really be afraid to wash your ass the proper way if need be.
Right,
you know
right.
To wipe your ass the proper way if
just,
need
hey,
be.
just think how delicate you got to be to wipe your ass with a pine cone, man.
Right.
You got to be a surgeon to wipe your ass with a pine cone.
Chris said one day of strike and the toilet paper is already gone. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's one day.
And they only this the second day, ain't it?
We barely 24 hours
this
in.
This the second day. They already they assed out over there on the toilet paper.
Literally.
They probably selling one roll for $5 out in the street right now. It's like cocaine.
Who buying all this toilet paper? The old people, the young?
I don't know, man. But
the 40-year-old.
Every time something go wrong, the whole world go get all the toilet paper first. They ain't getting food. I don't understand.
Yeah, they
ain't gonna get no
left
beans.
all the apples and fruits and vegetables on the
all the fruits and vegetables is still on the rack. But you can't wipe your booty though.
Chris said you got a man to fuck up to wipe your ass with a pine cone.
You definitely got a man up to wipe your ass with a pine cone.
Respect.
Yes,
I'm gonna get a T-shirt with a dude with a stick figure wiping his booty with a pine cone and said "man the fuck up" on it.
Listen, man, y'all just make sure y'all aware of your surroundings at all time and know what's going on out here. Keep your eyes open. Don't be blinded, because a lot of this stuff that they're not telling you about that's going on behind the scenes, like nobody knew about this kid in Gettysburg.
Yeah,
so a lot of y'all,
people didn't know about the dude that supposedly hung himself.
Right.
A lot of people don't know about the longshoreman. They too busy looking at Diddy and them.
Looking at Diddy and looking at Biden and Kamala and all the rest of these.
Yeah,
clowns.
all the rest of the crap that's going on.
Right.
Questions, baby?
Man,
let's do it.
Draw back on that though, on that Getty's college, Gettysburg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gettysburg College out there in Pennsylvania. I want to touch back on that just a tad bit.
Go ahead, man.
Man, you know, I know the brother all embarrassed and don't want to be on social media and the poster child for, you know, the next victim or basically the next black victim of a damn hate crime, or you know what I'm saying. He probably scared that they probably gonna kill his ass. You know, you never know. You know what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that's where his mind probably was thinking that, you know, they let him go. Thankfully, but still, no, the sky's there. You know, but still, that man is gonna actually need some help, man. You know,
he gonna need a therapist and
and
doctors and
you know what I'm saying.
He
Yeah.
gonna need
Right
some
now,
really good weed.
he in shock. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, everybody got their own opinion on how brothers should approach it and whatnot. And that's their own opinion. But what honestly, what you can do in this regard is actually reach out to the governor, the DA, not particularly the county DA, but the state DA. You have the U.S. District Attorney of the United States to also reach out to and carry this case even further, even if the man doesn't even step up and say, yeah, they did it. Still in
Yeah,
all, this
absolutely.
should be brought to the attention of those in power that have the authority to push the button and move this forward like y'all would like.
Right.
But again,
I agree.
those complaints and those calls have to come from you. And
Yeah,
if it doesn't come from you, then we just doing all this talk for nothing. And I don't really just want to be taught. And I
I
For
know y'all
sure.
agree.
just don't want to be listening. You know what
For
I'm
I
sure.
saying?
agree.
At the same time. So, man up, take the pine cone out.
Yeah. Pine your
You
business,
know what
man.
I'm
Pine your
saying?
business.
Pine
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? It's time to, stronghold.
And that's what
Let's
I've
make
been
these
saying,
laws.
fam. That's exactly what I've been
I
saying.
can
I've
look
been
up
like,
these
listen,
numbers
when
while
are
we
we
on
gonna
the.
come
I
together?
don't know if y'all can look up these numbers right now. Yeah, I don't know if you can look up these numbers right now. We can push the button now, like throw these numbers out there now. These people, U.S. District Attorney, his office, his address, the governor's office out there in Pennsylvania. All that's in public view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We could pull that up. I think Sean's working on that right now. But yeah, just to piggyback off of that, I agree, Joel. We are at the point where we got to stand for the people who are too embarrassed to stand for themselves in this situation. Like you said before, and like I said earlier, I can't only imagine what this young man's going through. He probably doesn't want to be in the light with this bullshit. He don't want to be looked at as a victim or whatever his situation may be. But that still does not justify that things are not being handled accordingly on his behalf. And that's where we're falling because this is the type of stuff that can't happen. This kid is we always we're quick to say, well, just go to school and get an education and make something of yourself and do this and do that. I did it. When we go and do it, we get nigger carved in our fucking chest
Right.
by our own
I,
mates. Like, what are you talking about? So,
Let me ask you this too. At the same time as you saying that, remember that one incident where the guy went camping with those few guys, those white guys in Pennsylvania, and I think they ended
Mm-mm.
up killing them.
that sounds vaguely familiar. It was about 10 years ago.
I don't think it was that long ago. I think that was like 3, 4 years ago. Honestly,
It sounds vaguely familiar.
he went camping with these cats in Pennsylvania. I think I don't know if he just met them or befriended them or I don't know, in whatever call. They ended up, I believe, killing the man. I can't, but it was something like that. But
Like,
I
what the
want to
fuck
know,
going
was
on in
it kind of like
Pennsylvania?
close to, was it in get close to Gettysburg? Because this was in Pennsylvania. I gotta remember. I can't. Is it by
Yeah,
any chance?
look it
Remember
up.
that?
We'll definitely take a look and see if we can find it. Jordan
But
says, or
yeah,
the girl at the party that ended up dead. Like, it's a lot going on in Pennsylvania. Chris says Pennsylvania is a crazy ass place. It's ghetto. There's nothing I hear of coming from.
I'll put the
Uh,
governor's office address and phone number in the chat.
there
there
you
we
go.
go.
That's what's up. You
506.
know what I'm saying? You ain't really got to cuss the man out, but let him know. Uh,
Yeah,
you know, with all your passion, though. You know what
we
I'm
don't
saying?
stand for this.
But let him know, man. This has to be taken a step further. You know what I'm saying? It's election time. I'm
Absolutely,
pretty sure he's willing to hear,
absolutely. He
especially
better
if this,
be.
if it, and these are the type of demands that what I'm saying. One, you can't really think of nothing to say at the time of a political arena. like we have it now. They talking about, we need these demands. Well, this is a demand.
For sure.
This is a demand right here.
For sure.
Get those people and set them to the side. You can't. They just cannot be out here in society like ain't shit happening. This is 1953. You
Right.
can just do this shit.
Right.
You couldn't really do it. You couldn't do it then, but it was brothers fighting back. But goddamn, man,
Right.
I'm
When
pretty
is it?
sure, like you said. Go ahead.
When is it gonna be enough? Like when is enough? Is
Yeah.
like when is it gonna stop? And that's the thing where like when people are talking about racism don't exist or they've never seen it, I'm like, well, what fucking rock you live under? Because I don't even understand for a person to say they don't understand racism or they don't see it. Like we live in the same place, right? I mean, it's very clear that these type of like at a college, even when my daughter went to UNR, she had told me about a mural that they had painted that was so beautiful, right? It had Black Panther, it had Kobe Bryant. They had just made this beautiful mural. Am I saying that right? That
Mural.
mural that they had painted at the school when she first went, and they did like the walkthrough and stuff. And later on, like within a year or two, somebody had came in and just desecrated the whole thing with like racial slurs, just dumb shit. This was just a few years ago at the University of Nevada, Reno. You know what I'm saying? My daughter witnessed that. My middle daughter, her sophomore year of high school, right when we came out of the pandemic, because her ninth grade year, her freshman year was spent on the computer, during the pandemic. When she finally was able to actually go to school, she went to Centennial Hills. Because I'm trying to put her in a better school and get her out of the other areas. But she go to school. This white kid gets up in the middle of the lunchroom, stands on the table, and yells "nigger." Well, that was just a couple years ago. So when people say the things like they don't understand, uh, the mural it's still there, is it? Callie Juliana says the mural is still there. But I think that I don't know if they took all the racial shit off of it, but yeah. But like this is the times that we're living in and people who are turning a blind eye on this stuff. So think of this. This is a kid who's about 15, 16 years old. He was taught that bullshit, which means his parents look at that. They feel that way. I could be wrong, and maybe it was an isolated event and he just decided to do some dumb shit and yell it out. Who knows? Granted, the kid was kicked out of school. He was removed immediately and never was able to come back. But this is the stuff that's happening right here in our own backyard. We can no longer keep turning a blind eye to this. We really got to do better. And like you say, calling these governors and say, hey, get your shit together because you're finna get up out of office if you don't fix this. Because we put you there for a reason. And that's what we mean by the local vote. Stop thinking you're voting for the president. It's your government officials. It's your congressmen. It's your judges. It's your attorney generals. It's your district attorneys. It's your sheriffs. It's all of these people that we're voting for that's local that can make the necessary change that we need. Because when shit happens, we don't call the president, we call the governor.
All right. Well, I'd like to say thank y'all for chiming in tonight. It's time to close the show out. And hold on, what did Adam say? Let's try to get
Let's
the
get
last
that
couple.
last one up there real quick. Adam says, how many people know 100 or more people in their voting precinct? That's the problem. We're all talking about national politics. That's the distraction. If you don't know your local legislator, senator, commissioner, sheriff, constable, Vegas doesn't have any anymore, etc. The problem still lies with the community.
I say that all the time, Adam.
Exactly.
I say that all the time. Vote locally. No one, the 14th Amendment clearly states that none of y'all vote for a president.
That part.
And if you want to argue with me, we can argue about it next week and we can go through the 14th Amendment because I know the Constitution very well.
Very, very well.
Let's do it.
And if you want to argue about that, we can go through that next week.
We can do that. 14th Amendment, Claire.
For sure, for sure. Well, I'm gonna get my sick ass off here and attempt to go soak in my tub a little bit and try to sweat some of this out.
Yeah.
And it's bad because I don't have a cold. It's literally just my sinuses. So I got to go to work tomorrow and hopefully I make it through the day.
Well,
But,
thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Thank y'all for having
Every
me.
Wednesday night, hump day,
Hump
8
day.
p.m. What is this? Pacific Standard Time.
That's how we do it around
Y'all
here.
chime on in. I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the hams, y'all.
I am Treasure Cheltenham. I too am one of the hams, and we are the hams. This is the
Ham Show. This is the Ham Show. Y'all chime in every week at Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Come and talk the real talk with us, or just come and shoot the shit. Either
We like
way,
to give a
we're
special
going to be
thank
pine
you.
coning up in here, baby.
We give a special thank you to Joel for chiming in with us and sharing his story tonight. And
Thanks,
just coming
Joel. We
on in.
appreciate it.
We appreciate
And
you.
next time, man, use the Go Gadget eyeballs so you can figure out what company that came from, so we can get their ass.
You got it.
Let's do
Hey,
all
we
this
glad you
closing
called us
we
too,
can.
Adam. Chris, always love you, bro. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And then we will see y'all next week. We are officially out.
Peace out, cuzzo. Love you, man.